The Olivet Discourse is a passage where Jesus prophesied about things to come. It can be found in Matthew 24:25, Mark 13, and Luke 21. Within the prophecies of Jesus, there can be a description of the first century temple and Jerusalem. While some were talking about the temple, that it has been adorned with beautiful stones and gifts dedicated to God, he said, "As to these things which you are observing, days will come during which a stone on a stone will not be left, which will not be torn down." Here Jesus was referring to the temple of Jerusalem, which was there in the first century. As he also clarified that he was talking about these things which you are observing, talking to his first century disciples, who were observing the temple of Jerusalem in the first century. And they questioned him, saying, "Teacher, when therefore will these things happen?" Here they were asking Jesus when these things that they were observing as to the temple of Jerusalem will be torn down. And within his answer, Jesus told them, "When you see Jerusalem being surrounded by army encampments, then recognize that her desolation has drawn near." Here Jesus mentioned Jerusalem and her desolation after being asked when the temple of Jerusalem will be torn down. And so the following may be implied: when the temple of Jerusalem will be torn down, when Jerusalem will be desolated. Later in the first century, both this first century temple and Jerusalem were desolated around AD 70.